Okay. Stop overthinking. Is it on? Okay. Sinking. Nice. Now let's take another sip of this water. Okay. It's a lens. Yeah, it's a lens. Hi everyone. Oh, that's cringe. So yeah, this is, I'll be honest, my first time ever doing this. So I'm gonna speak about the Claw. I realized I made notes while I was watching the movie. I watched it like 3 times, so it's like clearly know the movie. Don't even know if I'm audible. We'll see. You let me know. Got it there. Scene down. Hey guys, welcome back to the Film Buff. Esprit de corps. It's a French term. The proud and comfortable feeling that you are a member of a group whose purpose you believe in. I came across this term when I finished watching The Iron Claw, and I got me really thinking about what brotherhood means. I thought of the story of Joseph and his multicolored dreamcoat. The collective, as this term I said, esprit de corps, um, the collective vision of the brothers. Think of Iron Claw as the film that looks at all the other brothers. There's something powerful about a collective perspective, a collective understanding, a oneness, and I think that's what we see in Iron Claw. The Von Erich brothers are a wrestling family, and their father encourages them to become wrestlers like he is or he was. He becomes their coach. He also becomes quite a big part of their trauma, as he basically has favorites. He says this son is my favorite, and then when that son succeeds, the other one becomes his favorite. Even in their pursuit for his love, there's still a oneness between the brothers, and I think that's what really gets me. I liken this film to Reza Devet's Missing, as well as obviously the a lot of references to my theater background actually. But in Reza Devet's Missing, the family full of women, a house full of women, and the dad lives upstairs, and he's never seen in the play, and he basically his presence is felt but never seen, and obviously in the Iron Claw we see the father, and we see the sons, but even in his absence, the father's effect on the sons is clear. And I'd argue that even though the father puts a lot of pressure on them, his pressure on them is what really brings them closer. Their common enemy, even though they don't know it, is what brings them so close as brothers. Anytime the one brother gets favored over the other in front of the other brother, there's an element of don't worry, he doesn't know what he's talking about. We'll get him next time. Yeah, Sean Durkin really finds a way to really find the drive these boys have to become the best wrestler and to prove to their father that they're the main one. But like it's never above the collective. It's never above the brothers. You get a sense that if the brothers all decided they wouldn't wrestle, you get a sense that if one of them actually decided they wouldn't wrestle, the others would back him and would always stand by him. The issue is they'd never say that because they're all afraid of the father, but they're afraid of the father together. They do everything that the father wants together. There's a son who wants to be a musician. He wants to perform at some concert and he's never allowed to, but the brothers sneak out the house anyway and they go do the concert with him. At no point is this about defiance in the home. At no point is it about proving a point to the parents. It's all about what does my brother want and can I do it for him? And all of them come together. There's no specific brother who's the smart one or this. I mean, if those dynamics exist, you get the ones who's stronger at this, one's stronger at that. But regardless of that, they still maintain the collective oneness. Zac Efron is clearly the biggest star of the film, as in star quality. And so when you enter the film, and if you don't know anything about the Von Erich family, which I mean I knew loosely, but I didn't know in detail. I wouldn't know who the protagonist, like who the main son is. But you look at Zac Efron, he's the best built. He's the best. He looks the part the most, more than all brothers. But what Sean Durkin does really well in this film is that he shows us, he opens on Zac Efron, and we get to experience him. He almost looks painfully in good shape. Like it looks painful to him how in shape he is. And then at some point in the film, we get to see his other brother. We get to see Harris Dickinson's character, David Von Erich, and he, in some way, starts taking the limelight. And it's just it's not only is a great cinematography, but it's just a way everyone gets a chance at being a star, and it makes everyone a valid component. No one feels, I don't know, it doesn't, you know, Zac Efron's the lead, but no one feels like a supporting character. Everyone feels like they take the spotlight. Zac Efron's character struggles to say something on the stage. David Von Erich just takes the mic and takes over, and from there we see his career go up with still everyone else involved. Kevin Von Erich said, if there's anything I'd like in this film, I'd like you to show the bond between my brothers. Not only do they show the bond, but they also don't show, because we're seeing it through Kevin's lens. We never see him feeling like he's better, and neither do we ever see him thinking that he's better. We see the movie through the lens of love, the lens of equals. Now, the four horsemen: camera work, performance, editing, and direction. Starting with the direction first, I had looked up interviews and stuff, and so I remember that Sean Durkin told Zac Efron, even though Zac Efron was feeling a scene and felt he should cry, he kept saying, no, don't cry until the last scene of the film. When you watch it in totality, there's something about like holding back the tears, and a very interesting choice. Editing of the film is really good. I love the editing choice of having that song play through. Not only is it that it shows the origin of the entrance song, but also just in a way that fourth brother is present. He contributed, and it's a tangible contribution. You don't hear it via dialogue. It is a tangible contribution just from him being him, not being forced to, not being him wrestling. It's, here's how I give to you guys. Moving into camera choice, I think that the way the wrestling was shot was really clean. There were moments where there was a hard cam, which is in wrestling, it's like I'll say like a wide camera. The wrestlers perform for that camera, performing for camera, performing for the hard cam. Like what I'm doing now. Like if there was other cameras, this would be the hard cam, the main camera. And so yeah, I think the elements of the hard camera there, there'd be shots, there'd be scenes that are just played out on the wide, but we don't cut into them. I think it's really cool. Okay, let me just do the end again. It's a great film. I will definitely try to review this again when I get better at this reviewing thing. Putting together a little jingle for myself. You could be buff on a racetrack. You could be buff on the field. You could even be buff on a stage. But nothing beats being a film buff.